Okay, the straps are off now. It came from Chino, California. I'm trying to think. I think the initial estimate was maybe 2 weeks. It was roughly 5 business days. I'll double check on that. I had a custom painted orange, as I do majority of the riding at night, so it's a little bit more visible and it'll be a little bit cooler here in Florida. So it is pretty well packed here with the foam. It's got some thick rubber there, so definitely well packed, it would seem. We'll inspect it as we get it out. I gently flipped the box upside down and emptied it. Probably not the best way to go about it. Might have worked out okay. I'm assuming this plastic here is just a protector for the actual spokes here on the wheel, and it will come right off. At least I certainly hope so. And then there's a box over there of parts, it would seem. So we'll try to put Humpty Dumpty together. Looks pretty awesome. Inside the box is the user manual, some tools, the seat, pedals, and a reflector. Good to know. So there's the tools that came in the tool bag. A few more than I anticipated, I'm assuming, because there's multiple models in the user manual. They just send out a universal toolkit for all their bikes into each one, and they just don't mess around with it. Could be mistaken. I'll let you know whether we use all the tools or not. Okay, so we flipped the bike over once again, and we put the kickstand out. The front wheel, we'll have to gingerly cut those tie straps off there and disconnect that to put it onto the front of that housing. And the steering bar, if you will have to be the first part that is assembled according to the instructions. So take a look at that and get a little bit of this foam off. Alright, we have the front wheel off. It does have a box of some sort of parts attached to it. And there's the rear fender, which I've been told is functionally useless. And here is the steering bar here. Kind of went there. It's attached with wires. And that'll have to connect to here somehow. I'm a little baffled by the design there, but we'll attempt to figure that out. I did notice the keys are attached here to the top here with a zip tie near the steering bar. So that's something to keep in mind. Would have been nice if they had 3 keys, but two's better than 1. Definitely a sexy looking bike. Excited to try it out. There's a touch screen here, and that was wrapped up. Don't know how long that's going to last, because I'll certainly beat on the bike. But we're going to give it a try. And then a light on the front there. I did not recommend in the tools, scissors, or a safety cutter. I do recommend those. They make it a lot easier. This did fall out of the box, assuming it's a safety item. Otherwise, it's attached to one of the wheels, so we'll try to figure that out. So it did state to flip this guy around here. It's pretty loose. It recommends I think a number 2 M4. It's the middle size Allen wrench included of the 5. And that will pop that off there, so this can go right in there. And then to tighten that up when it's about straight in the angle that you want. So you are going to have to tighten that up. Okay, and you only need to realistically take off 3 of those nuts there. There is a washer on there, so be careful of that. Don't lose those or assemble it in the grass. That would be my recommendation. Okay, you had to loosen that last one up a little bit, but it stayed on, and then you could just rotate it over and then tighten that one up and then tighten the remaining. The bottom 2, I tighten them up all the way. There's a little bit of gap there left on the top, if you can see that. And I didn't over tighten them. We'll see if that's a mistake or not. And if you're like the screen, oh no, is it the right position? Well, you can just freely rotate that. It's not locked in place, so don't worry about that. There is 2 screws on the back here, so you could dislodge it if need be going forward. I'm assuming, I don't know if that's hardwired or not. There is this connection here, which may or may not work if we disassemble it, but we can cross that road a little later. And if you needed to rotate these handlebars one way or another, that's a possibility as well. Okay, well, keep at it. Okay, the add-ons are completed now. We got the blue lights on the front wheel, same as the other one. Kind of a hazard warning, catches people's eyes. Then the rear bracket to hold that milk crate for storage in the back. Just cleared, it would seem. Haven't adjusted the brakes. The battery is still going. It's been charging about 2 hours. It's still charging from the initial charge. And steering bar, I put that on wrong once again, so I had to flip it around. So now the brakes are out here in the front. Alright, so we did take it for a test ride. The tires were inflated to 10 psi upon shipment. The tire states 30 psi, so we did pump them up beforehand. But did pretty good. The steering bar did need to be tightened down more. I stopped at my halfway point and tightened that down. It rotated about 90 degrees after 6 miles, so I tightened that down a little bit more. I do need to adjust my seat a little bit down and then tilt. Otherwise, it's been great. It does have a governor on it for 20 miles per hour. I was curious about that because it advertised 25, so that might be for other countries, excluding Europe and United States, but it was governed at 20, so that's great. Wouldn't really want to go much quicker than that anyway. Yeah, but doing good. Did some off-roads. May have to adjust the front suspension system. Not 100% sure on that, but I'll investigate it some more. Okay, after day one on the bike, about 6-7 miles off-road of the roughly 23 I went, and wow, did that put a hurting on my lower back. Being a 50-year-old man, should have known better. However, there was a lot of jarring sensation. Up, down, going full speed off-road. Definitely take that into consideration if you're older like me or have a back problem. Go slower if you're going to go off-road. So I rode it again another day. Made sure to go slower off-road. That helped out considerably. Couple considerations. One, the neck on the seat there, it's a little bigger than most bikes that I'm used to. So my old neck and seat would not come over, and the old one had a suspension that I could put on right here. It's like a shock absorber for the back, so I'm going to have to try to see if I can find one for this thicker diameter here. Another note, I put the LED lights around the wheel, and the wheel had a lot of centrifugal force and blew and ripped the control module right off the wheel because it was going so fast. Top speed, we had our first run was 24.3 miles per hour downhill. And I did ride it in the rain thereafter, no troubles with that. So overall, great. That's the review. And I should mention I did adjust the shocks later on. In both instances, turn left here, and that loosens up the suspension system. I did put some Gorilla Glass on here. I know it doesn't look the best, but I'm hoping to save that display a little bit with all the outdoor elements that it will be exposed to. And thanks for watching.